Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are on GTA 5 story mode on PC and we are reviewing the Vapid Dominators. Yes, we've got the Vapid Ellie, which is what Rockstar created, and we've got a Vapid Dominator Classic, which is what was made by a modder and was part of the Vanilla Works extended pack. And today we are going to be comparing them both. Right, first of all, let's jump into the Vapid Ellie. Run over here. First grudge I'll give about this car is its name. Why call it an Ellie? I mean, Ellie's a nice girl's name, it's not for a car, is it really? So I just think it should have been called a Dominator Classic. It just looks like a Dominator Classic. I can tell they've done it by Ellie, it's like the Eleanor Mustang, but even so, it's not really suitable, I think, personally. But that's only a little thing. So let's first of all compare this thing for its customization. So we can go down here. So we've got our front bumpers. Got that one, pretty normal. Exhausts, we can stick it on the side. Let's try not to get the camera view in the way. Stock exhaust at the back. We've got side exit ones there. And then we've got I don't know why the bonnet's involved with the exhaust, but there we go. Oh, there we go, look. So we've got this sort of customization where you can go mad. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and base it off of the films they're from. So for this car, I'm going to build a Gone in 60 Seconds vehicle, and then for the other one, the modded one, I'm going to build a John Wick's Mustang from the film John Wick. Right, so we've got stick side exhausts down here. And then roof, what have we got here? We've got Vapids, we've got all that kind of stuff. It's the only trouble with this mod menu is that when you click too many things, the things come up, like the notifications come up on top of the mini-map and you can't see where you're going. Suspension, normal, liveries. So the first thing you need is that. Wheel category, and oddly, the best one to use for this is SUV wheels, and I'm not entirely sure of their names. I'm going to have to scroll through it. Oh no, I can't think of the name, what they're called. Thought I had them there, but they're not. Aha, there we go, they're the ones. Like that. And then we need to go to paint menu. Primary and secondary needs to be a silver, pretty much like that, really, like a grey, really, more than silver. Now, can we change the interior colour? That's another thing. Paint menu, interior. We can change it. So, just for the purposes of the video, I'm going to stick it in cream. Where's cream gone? Here it is. Very nice. And then we run along round to the Vapid Dominator Classic. Right, so let's have a look at the customizations. We're going to go through the customization of this one because, of course, I have done a review on the Ellie before online, but I haven't done anything on this one, so we'll scroll through this one. So for spoilers, we've got a low-level spoiler, which looks like a 302 Bosses spoiler, which looks pretty cool. Front bumpers, we've just got a little splitter goes down there. Bonnet, we've got stripes, which I don't know why that's included in bonnets and not in liveries. Bit weird. Roof, we've got a rear louver. There we go, that's another one for a boss, really. Transmission, suspension, blah blah blah. Then we've got different liveries, so we've got 550 CUI. Then we've got Chef, I can't speak. Pierce Master Classic. Melvin Harris Racing. Flames, and Beta. Don't want Beta, that looks horrible. Don't do that to your car. Now, as for the purposes of making a John Wick car, I think I'll use that one. The wheel category, the wheels need to stay the same. Then we can go up, we can go add the spoiler. And we don't need to worry about this, the bumper. The bonnet, we've got a livery anyway, so we don't need that. Roof, yep, add a rear louver. What's extra 11? Sometimes we get weird extras. It just seems to be changing the steering wheel, but I'm not quite sure what that is, so we won't worry about that. Now we need to go to paint menu, so primary and secondary again needs to be the same sort of silvery metallic-y colour. Now I am doing off of memory, so bear with me if I get anything wrong. Interior again, let's have a look. Can we change the interior? Doesn't look like it, so where's cream? I've just gone past it, there it is. There we go, there's the customization for that one. Now, the next thing we'll have to take a look at is the looks. What do you think looks better now? So after our minor customizations, what do you think looks better? I think I know which one looks better. I do prefer the looks of the Dominator Classic. Look at that, it just looks amazing. Just in comparison to Rockstar's one, it looks cool, no doubt, it looks cool, but it just looks the modded one just looks so much better. So what we can do also is we'll open up the vehicle doors and stuff, so vehicle control, let's just open everything up on that one, and then we'll go around here and open everything up on here. Quick, in. My character's doing that all by itself. Right. There we go. That's all the doors open for this one. Now, I think this is a bit of a bonus being able to paint the interior for this car, because I don't think you can in online. So I think there's a bit of a glitch in terms of the mod menu, or if not, a bonus. Right, so let's have a quick look at the engine bay detailing. Yeah, it's there. It's a bit blurry. Certain bits and pieces look alright, but not entirely interesting. But when you move over to here, to the modded one, look how beautiful that engine bay is. It's even got Dominator across the blinding head covers. Now it's going to have a look at the interiors. Yeah, I quite like this interior. I think it's very, very, very Mustang-like. Because there's not much to look at around here. A nice steering wheel. I'm also just not so fond of the two-prong steering wheel. Don't know, it's nice, but I think it's not as nice as the Vapid Ellie's one, which if we run around here, we can take a look at. Yeah, that's a much nicer steering wheel. And also, the bonus for the Vapid Ellie is the dials. I think though that entire sort of dashboard binnacle is much nicer than the modded one. I don't know why that's come up. So yes, that's in terms of just by sitting there having a look at them. So now we should move on to the performance of these vehicles. Right, now let's get out of first person and we'll open that up and we'll close all the doors. Annoyingly, you can't just say open or close, or you've got to tap them all until they all close, which is a bit of a pain. Get into this one, and annoyingly, sometimes the controller buttons are the same as the buttons of the mod menu, so you end up moving the mod menu when you're trying to get into a car or something like that. Right, next thing we're going to do is performance and brakes. So we can do acceleration, top speed, and braking, acceleration, top speed. So we move that car here. Annoyingly, I don't actually have any editing software on my PC at the moment, so you actually have to watch this technically live, but not quite. It's all live because, of course, I can't edit anything out or change anything, but then I can't actually live stream it. Otherwise, it just looks rubbish because my computer doesn't have the internet inbuilt, so it has to run off a TP link, and it's not good enough for live streaming with. Anyway, let's jump into first person and see our dials. So this test here is to go from 0 to 60 to 0 again. And when, so we'll get out when we stop, and I'll put an object down or something. Oh, actually, no, we just leave the car where it is, don't have to move it or anything. Right, here we go. Sounds alright, this car. Right, let's go. There we go, that's 0 to 60 to 0 again. Pretty good, I think. Now we could just run, or we just get this thing and move all the way over here and nearly fall through the map. Let's jump into this one. I feel like I'm going to crash into the back of that. Ooh. The suspension's a lot more springy on this car. Right. Yeah, I do prefer that dashboard binnacle on the other car. But then the numbers are clearer on this one, as a bonus. Oh dear, look at that. That is a big difference. This is a lot slower than the Ellie. But then again, what do you expect? Because at the end of the day, I can't point. The character can't point, that's annoying. This car is an Eleanor Mustang, which is actually a recent sort of modified version of a Mustang, where this is meant to be based off an original 1960s Mustang. So in a way, it's going to be a bit slower. Right, next test, let's have a review on the sound. I do like the way the exhaust wobbles around as well, but I think the Ellie does that as well. I think this car is actually just a base. Actually was made from the Ellie. It sounds like it. Sounds pretty much exactly the same to me. So jump in and out of them to see what which one's the same, which it sounds the same or not. Yeah, sounds exactly the same. So that's good, that means the engine noise is actually quite suited for the car. Right, so now what I'm going to do is make different versions of this Dominator. I'll make different versions of each car. So what we'll do, we'll go to vehicles, vehicle spawner. So vehicle spawner for the Ellie, so we go to cars, muscle, go all the way to Vapid Ellie, so we'll spawn that one in and we'll spawn that one in. Spin round, we go back to my saved cars, because of course with the vanilla works it doesn't come up on my vehicle spawner, because I don't have an adaptive mod menu. I have to type it in manually, or what I've done is just saved pretty much all the vanilla works extended vehicles. So let's jump over to Vapid Dominator Classic. So we'll spawn a couple of these in as well, or 3 of them either way. We jump into here. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm literally going to add everything. So add all performance parts and all available upgrades, and wow. I would say the customization is not that good for this, to be quite honest. So what I'm going to do is change that colour, because that's horrid. So this one I'm going to have in black, I think. And then we'll remove that livery as well. I can't remember where everything is. Turbo tuning, xenon lights, bulletproof tyres, all that kind of stuff. Remove all the extras, because I think there are little cup holders and phone holders and stuff like that in the interior, which is not so nice to look at. So what should we do? Is there a different colour livery? Yeah, they've got the Vapid one here. Yeah, we'll stick that on. We park this next to this one. Luckily, I've got vehicle tracking enabled, as you can probably see down there, little car symbols, so they shouldn't despawn unless I get into them, and they will if I don't get into them, then they will despawn. Let's make another one of these. So this one I'm going to do the same thing again. So add all performance upgrades and add all available upgrades. Look at that customization in comparison though. You can do so much more. The liveries actually I think are much more diverse. But then again, I do quite like the liveries on the modded one. Right, so to be honest, that's pretty much perfect to how I want it to. Really, apart from the stupid exhaust sticking out of the bonnet, and I'm not so fond of that myself. Exhaust, so we stick that to the back. I actually quite like the stock exhaust. And I think the colour's brown, it's not black. So we go jump back to respray. There we go. The livery appears to have disappeared. So let's go to liveries again. Where's liveries? Is it on this one? Because sometimes it's in modifications, sometimes it's not. What's going on? Oh, there we go. It's back. It's back. Oh yeah, there we go, that'll do. And what we'll do, we'll change the wheels around as well, which we can do. Also the problem is with the Ellie, I think, is these wheels are too big. If we go down to wheels and then choose the same, oh, that's the wrong one. Go down to modifications and wheels. Wheel category, muscle. Wheel choice, I think they're called muscle freaks, yes they are. Blue is an unusual wheel colour choice, but what I might do is have them in yellow to match the yellow livery that's going on there. There we go. But as you can see, the wheel profile is so much better than it was previously. Although I have got large wheels on this one, but for some reason they just suit it better than the previous ones. Right, let's jump into the other one, because I was going to have three of them. One is like a John Wick one, the other one is a like a full customised one, and this one just to show what it used to look like. So we go to oh, wrong one. Vehicles, fix. Gonna scrape it up a bit there. Park that next to here. What I might do is change the wheels on that. Oh, if I can actually get in. I parked a bit too close. Will you be able to squeeze in, character? Yes. Right, so what we'll do is move inch it forward a bit and just have a look at the wheels. So modifications, we go to wheel category. I think muscle again would be quite suitable. Classic 5. I think I might go for classic 5. No, cracker. I think the cracker one's a good one. And I'll put them in black. You know, I'm not sure whether it might be black or yellow might be a better colour. Yeah, black's better. Look at that. Oh, hold on. I just noticed the interior's changed colour. Look, it's in white. And it appears to have tinted every window, so let's get rid of that tint, otherwise I can't see anything. Modifications. Window tint. No tint. Oh, there we go, we can actually see. Now, that's got white interior. That's weird. Let's have a quick look at this one again and do the modifications. Unless it's a different sub-menu. Let's jump into here. Paint menu. So we go to interior and we go to classic. It's not changing it. But I've noticed sometimes it's the wrong one. Ah, here we go, look at that. It's dashboard, that's why. That is why. Right, so that's how it works then. Yeah, because sometimes this mod menu doesn't quite work with everything. So yes, oh, I smashed up my cars again. Right, so the next test we could do is see how fast we can go. So we go to the world, I think it is. World, area effects. No, it's not that one. No traffic, no pedestrians. There we go. Now what we're going to do is test how fast this thing can go in a straight line. I do like the way it's only got one door mirror as well. I mean, it's quite cool. So it's pretty strong now. I could use this thing and be a bit quicker. Right, so where should our start line be? I think we should use that signpost there. Annoyingly, I can't seem to find the speedometer option. So if I go to, I think it's vehicles, and speed limiter limits you to how fast you can go. But if you go down to here, it says show speed altitude. So I stick that in kilometers per hour. On foot, I don't know, don't worry about all that. Size, position, so we make that pretty big just so we can definitely see where that is. So it's in bottom right, or maybe we should make it bottom centre. Let's see if that's right. So I can't see any speedometer, which is pretty weird, unless it's maybe because my TV is on a different setting. I don't know if you could see that or not, whether I'm changing the picture settings, but for some reason it doesn't always work. I'm on screen fit at the minute, and I can't seem to see anything. I can't see any speedometers or anything, unless it's my telly's zoomed in too much, so I can't see anything, or either it's just not working for some reason, which is unfortunate because that would made my life so much easier when doing this. We fix this up again, and let's go back up to this signpost thing. Right, let's go. So we're all just hit 60, 80. Not too bad in terms of performance though, is it? Not too bad. Just approaching 120 miles an hour. Let's zoom in a bit. Now, say my stopping point is going to be at the bridges. 120. Now this bit is slightly downhill, so that will help our top speed a little bit. But then again, it's not going to be any inaccurate in comparison to the Ellie. There we go. Here's the bridge. Let's let us stand up. And we hit the bridge. So our top speed was just about 120 miles an hour. So that's not too bad, that's really not too bad. Now let's go fly around and head back to the airfield. It's much easier when you've got air brake mode. I'm not sure which one I actually prefer in terms of which Dominator Classic I prefer. The Ellie looks good, but I think this one is just a better one in terms of looks. They sound exactly the same. This one's got more detail. You can change the interior once you've found how to do it. I can see that coming. Right, let's get in our Ellie. So we didn't use our custom Dominator Classic for this test. So we're just using it from back to basics. No, I'm trying to do a review on a Dominator Classic, thank you. Right, now, so let's stop here, go back into first person again. These the dials are nice and clear to see. And off we go. It feels a lot quicker, this car, even though Rockstar have added these advanced flag things. It doesn't seem to have impacted the car that badly. Part of the speed seems to change quite dramatically when it changes gear. Right, we're approaching 115. Oh. 115, it seems to be sort of been limited to 115. Concentrate where I'm looking at. And where I'm driving, would be nice. It's flickering up to 120. We're going down the hilly bit now. And here's our bridge. It's slower. It's not going as fast. So that's a bit of a turn up, isn't it? So the Vapid Ellie has got a faster acceleration, but not as fast top speed in terms of comparison with the Dominator Classic. Now that is a surprise. We've got to fly all the way back here and have a look at the cars. Now I want your opinion. Do you prefer the Vapid Dominator Classic or do you prefer the Vapid Ellie in terms of looks? Because they can't compare it with sound, because it sounds exactly the same. Long crash to that. You just look at that Dominator Classic and just think, yeah, that looks so much better. I do anyway. I just look at it and think, yeah, even when it's been pimped up like that one, I keep wanting to point my characters and point at it. Even when it's being tuned up like this, it still looks so much better than that one. Just look at it. It just looks so much nicer. Much more realistic as well, I think. They could have charged 600k for this and I would have bought it. Look how nice that is. Especially when you've got all that detail in the engine bay as well. Just looks amazing. Now, I do apologise for this kind of crude video. I haven't got any editing software on my computer, so I haven't been able to edit this video. It is a first time trial on my PC with reviewing cars, and I admit I'm not so happy about some bits and pieces of my video. I felt like I should have done it a bit more of a controlled order, and sort of not really made it on the spot really. Just sort of thought about it a bit more. But apart from that, I think yeah, it's not too bad. It's a good start. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it. Me sort of giving this crude test on these cars. Do give it a bit of grain of salt though, because I think the physics are slightly different in story mode in comparison to online, but to be honest, I haven't noticed any difference at all. So, yes, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye.